It was just turning long. And being that we are swing traders, those opportunities what I was talking about, we're always going to take them. At the moment, if we're looking at the dollar yen, it's pushing up. It finally broke 102. It's it's trying to go. Right now, I'm just trying to see how far it's gonna go. Like the Euro USD, looking at it, it's also looking to go long. It's at the bottom of the ocean. I want to see what happens if it's actually gonna go, if it's gonna break and go. Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is the accuracy of this. I had a question: is Cobra ever wrong? But here's what it is. Hypothetically, let's assume that Cobra tried to go long and it reversed to go short. Your entry is supposed to be so close to it, it's not a big deal. Even if you're down 10, 15 pips, that's not a big deal. All you have to do is reverse and go where Cobra tells you to. This is our trend, like this is a trend direction. It tells us when we're long. Cobra tells us when we're long, when we're short. Look at that short. When it said we were short, it stayed short. Even though there was some buying here, a little bit of buying, but because Cobra stayed red, there is no changing. You were staying in a trade, and that allows you to get. That's going to allow you to get all the pips that you want to get. We started at 103.10. I'm sorry, 103.19. And I believe we went all the way down to 101.57. 101.57, that's major support for the dollar yen. Same thing for the euro yen. We started 141.71. It hit 140.14. So basically they did not want to break 140. So now it's pushing back. It's pushing back up. So I was in all this trade short. I closed them because I'm anticipating this pull back, because I don't think that, personally, I don't think the short is done with the dollar yen. There is more short, but I don't want to get into a position trade and holding onto position yet in the dollar yen or the euro yen. I'm preferring at the moment to swing it, to go from from the shorts there over, and especially when you see such huge drop in a currency. That is key, guys. When you're watching a currency, when there is a huge drop, there will always be a retracement. That's a given. They will not take a currency and just drop it 300-400 pips or 250 pips, depending on the currency, and then you're going to see it continue just dropping, unless there is something like something really, really bad. For example, when during the tsunami in Japan, I mean, the yen just dropped like 200 pips. I'm sorry, 2,000 pips. Just like that. The next day, it recovered all of it. Imagine if you were like long and it dropped short. I mean, like basically, some people lost a ton of money. That's what it was. And by the same token, it bounced right back the next day after every single country pledged that they were going to put so much money into Japan. So they're like, oh, okay, so everything will be fine. No big deal. So it was just a reaction. At the moment, the dollar yen is pointing straight up. Looking at it, I mean, it's pointing straight down. It's been going long, and this is a breath, and this is a push up. It's really trying to get up there. Now, the Euro USD itself, it's not going anywhere. It's at 137.91. And to be frankly honest with you guys, this is the currency I'm most interested in right now at the moment. I really, really want to watch this currency. I want to watch it go long. I'm hoping that it's close to 138. I really want this currency, the Euro USD. I really want to get it to 140. Once it gets up there, now I'm going to start looking into position, because it's not gonna go to 141. It's not gonna go past that. That's the one I'm most interested in. It's been going up slowly. It moved. Cobra said we were long at 137.43. It went to 138.11. It already broke 138. It dropped down, took a breath back, not very much, 20 pips. Another thing for you guys to also just pay attention, whenever you see those small tiny pullback, chances are they're going to continue pushing it up, which is fine. That's what I'm looking for. At the moment, if Cobra changes to go long and we have a blue candle here, we'll definitely take that trade. That means they're continuing with it to go long. Over here, the dollar yen broke long right here. There is no question. As a matter of fact, I believe that we even took a picture on our Instagram and we posted that. We showed when the dollar yen and the euro yen, they were both breaking to go long. To show you in that trade, you catch it, you'll be able to go long and be able to catch all the pips you need to catch. Also paying attention, I believe Michael, I don't know who has, no, that's not Michael has the pound dollar. The pound Aussie also, if you're looking at it, I don't know if it's trying to retrace to go back up. Cobra is looking, it's getting close to Cobra. You guys will see, you will notice it will change color, and once that happens, you can start looking to get into that position and start going long or short. Dollar yen at the moment, euro yen, that's a different story. I would not take a trade up here because, let's say, just so we guys can understand this very clearly. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Did I hedge my long play on actually no, I was just long. Right now I'm just long in that currency. I didn't hedge it. I'm just long. So I'm just letting it go at the moment, but I'm not gonna stay in it for very long. I'm gonna close that long. But I was short at first. I closed the short, and I think between the dollar yen, euro yen, and I think it was a pound yen, I think we ended up with like 200 and some pips. I can't remember exactly. So we'll see what happens. So right now I'm also long. I'm keeping an eye on it, but here's the thing with this long. I'm just swinging it. Cobra is really getting close to it. Very, very close. It's trying to catch up to it. So we are at the very top of the ocean. If Cobra turns, goes short, it will drop quite a lot. I'm not going to stay in that long because the ocean is pointing straight down. It's telling me there is a great possibility that this will drop. So I'm not keen on trying to keep it. Yeah, so now see, it already hit the dark blue. It's already hit the top of the ocean. Whenever that happens, it has a tendency to stop there. It can go a little bit, then the ocean will rotate. But usually when you see that happening, and Cobra is also making its way, it's trying to curve. And what would happen is Cobra would curve, it'll go around it, then it'll take it short. I've been watching it do that quite a lot lately. So I wanna wait to see what happens here. Very careful with that. And also the 5 minute. If you're looking at the 5 minute for it, went long, took a quick breath, went long. It's at the very top. These are for people who want to scalp the 5 minutes, and you use it just to get into your trade, but you don't want to keep sitting there and keep scalping. It's too much work, but you can use it. But right now I'm looking at, this is the end of the Asian session. Most likely I'm probably gonna wanna close this trade because I don't feel comfortable, and I'll tell you guys, and I'll show you, I'll share with you guys why that is. The pound dollar, also looking at it, look, it's pointing straight up, just like the Euro USD. These two currencies, they run together. If the pound dollar is running long, chances are the EURUSD is also running long. If the EURUSD, and I'm going to tell you guys this, very important, the Euro Yen, the dollar yen, if the dollar yen is dropping, the Euro Yen will be dropping, no question. In order for the Euro Yen to, for example, move up, the dollar yen has to be moving up. See, as you can tell, it went long. If you're looking at it, it's the same pattern. If the dollar yen is going long, you will see that happens, and the Euro Yen is also going long. You will the EURUSD is also going on. You will also see that happens. What you will see happen is that the Euro Yen, it's like it's like it's being fueled. It will move about 250, 260 pips versus the 120 that it usually moves. It will be something violent, something fierce when those two currencies, the EURUSD and the dollar yen, are going the same direction. If only one of them is going the same direction, like the dollar yen is going short, the Euro Yen is going short, don't expect it to drop 280 pips if the EURUSD is going long, because the Euro is getting some kind of strength, the EURUS is getting some kind of strength, therefore the Euro Yen, even though it's going to drop, not as much. That makes sense, right? Perfect. So now paying attention to the let me turn around to, let's say, what I want to talk about there is position trade, so you guys can see where we are, what I'm talking about as far as the dollar yen going long right now. All it's doing is this: it started dropping and it's going to test. For example, it's probably going to try to test, well, at the moment the dollar yen in the 60 minutes, its resistance levels are really, wow, it's been dropping so much. There was a little bit of buying here. I'll say 102.86, or if not, it would be 103.21. That's the only buying I saw over here. That's the only resistance that it has. Other than that, it's just that it's going long. If it breaks, if it continues, but those are the things that it has to fight. Number one, it has to fight a EURUSD, which also wants to break to go long. And let's switch over to a position chart so we can see where we are exactly and which trade we should be looking at and should be taking. Dollar yen, we have a big selling candle. Cobra said we were short at 103.64. We are going short. It's been short. The 4-hour has been short. Looking at it, the 4-hour is already all the way up at the bottom of the ocean. So what that means is this: it is oversold. You don't want to take a trade when the 4-hour has been that oversold. The 60 minutes itself, however, it was very oversold as well. It started selling at about this leg was at 103.19. It just kept on dropping. Finally, it broke, and now we at 102.06. It's trying to break long. It's pushing, but it's pushing. Obviously, there is some major resistance up there. Now, I would prefer that we wait before we take this short in the direction of the daily. I would prefer that we see the 4-hour goes short. The 4-hour goes long first. Hopefully, maybe another, because we are within, like, let's see, within 10 pips of the 4-hour going long. If the 60 minutes can push up, goes long, then the 4-hour itself will change a little bit. Then once the 60 minutes turn and starts dropping, that means we're gonna have a brand new 4-hour that already reset. There was some buying, got rejected. And now we're all continuing with this. The daily is short, huge candle, which is extremely important. There was a lot of selling. Typically when you see this, that means they're intending to continue selling. Looking at the weekly also, the candles look somewhat tiny. They're not as big. We are also within 101.32. We stop at 101.57, so basically we are within, let's say, 30 pips of the weekly starting to change. If the weekly goes short, the only support for the weekly chart, the next one is going to be at, wow, 97.35. I mean, well, first we have to break this first. 188, we have to break that. But once we break all these, guys, if we break this, this is going to be a free-for-all. We're going to stop first at 98, 97.90. And that would be a problem for the Japanese government because their whole intention is to strengthen this currency. I think I was talking to Doug earlier about this. It is very true, and I talked to you guys about that last week about all that stuff that's going on in currently in. At the very beginning, I saw Cobra was turning. I got in it wrong. The dollar yen and the euro yen. So I feel comfortable with those. I'm not trying to get a ton of people out of them. Just a little bit. If Cobra turns and goes short, as Cobra's turning, I'm going to take it. Now, I'm going to be expecting a lot more. And let me cover that with you guys. Okay, when you are trading this system, believe me, it is accurate. The first thing you guys always need to do is this. First, you need to pull out your chart, your position chart. You guys, you get the position chart, you get all the hour charts, you get the 1 hour, the 5 minutes, you get a bunch of charts. But this is the first one I look at. What I want to do is this. I always want to look at my daily. If your daily is long, the daily is brand new, I look at the size of the candle, how big it is. Then I look at my 60 minutes. If my daily is short, it's been dropping, I'm expecting a pullback. This is an easy trade for me because it's been dropping. It's not going to keep on going. Besides, look, if you look at the bottom of the ocean, the candle that already pierced the bottom, it already pierced the ocean. It was all the way at the bottom. So I knew we're going to take a breath up, no question. Now, keep in mind, the breath up, the short position, right, will always be a lot. It will pay you a lot more than the breath up because momentum is on to the downside. So don't expect if you want to, as you're swinging a trade, you go in both directions. If your daily is short, don't expect the long to pay you just as much as that short that just happened. Does that make sense? It can't be. If not, we will never go anywhere. If we are short, trend is short, we have a short trend going in the dollar yen, guess what? The breath up is not going to pay you as much. The breath up here, we start at 101.69. So we're at 102.02. So so now you have to start thinking, asking yourself, how many pips are you going to get out of this? Is it going to continue? As you can tell, it's at the very top of the ocean. Like I said, I'm pricing Cobra. Pay attention to it. Remember, trading, when you're getting into a trade, guys, it's just that simple. It is what I call oh god, the thing escaped me now. It's pattern recognition. That's exactly what it is. Always pay attention to Cobra. See, now it's turning up. If it gets any closer to the next candle, that means it's gonna go right on top of it and take it, and at that point we're gonna be short. Pay attention to that. See how it does. So I'm gonna move on. Do you guys have any questions for the dollar yen? If not, I'm gonna move to a different currency. Great trade to take long. The weekly short, okay, but you're not gonna hold on to that on very long. Here's what it is: the daily turned long, and actually the daily's been long since. I remember I was looking at 37.31. Now it's at 37.91. The EURUSD, guys, is a very conservative currency. It's not gonna pay you a whole bunch. It's pushing long. It has been going long. Cobra turned and said that we are long. This is the 4 hour, as you guys can tell. Same thing. It started going at 136.93. Top 138.11. 60 minutes turn long, 137.44. Everything is in line. All of the indicators said long. You're looking at it, went long, you took a breath, we just took a breath. Doing that little short right here. The 4 hour wants to change. Even though Cobra is changing, I haven't seen a stop. For the position chart, those indicators are different. They are slower and they are extremely accurate as well, just like everything else. When you see a stop here, that means the buying is done. It's selling. Cobra wants to change to go short, but I don't see a red candle yet. So for me, at the moment, if Cobra started to change, look at this. It's way outside. This candle is forming way in a 60 minutes, way outside. I'm waiting for Cobra. If Cobra changes and says to go long, I will take it long because the daily is long. But for me, it will be a very small, very short-lived trade. I will not hold it very long for one reason, because at 138, yes, the EURUSD easily could get to 140, 141. I get that, 200-300 pips. That's what I said. I'm not going to hold on to it. So resistance for the EURUSD long is at 138.13 in the daily. Then after that, the next one is at 138.38, 138.40. See, so if you take this long, Cobra turns, it's turning long, so you're gonna want to be careful. Even though resistance, support, all those things are meant to be broken, and I'm sure if they're pushing it, it will go. And I would imagine at that point, the next one they will test will be somewhere like around 139.9, 139. And once they get to that point, I know, well, I can say I know, 139.55, every time you get up there, it gets rejected. Since my weekly is short, it needs to get to 140 for the weekly to go long, and the weekly only changed 2 weeks ago. So I'm inclined to sit there and get just some pips. And here, if you guys notice, Cobra is turning in the 60 minutes, just in case you don't see it. Look, the candle's forming here. We got a stop for that sell right here, that short. It's saying that it's done selling. It's going long in the 60 minutes. That trade, you would take it. It's in line with the daily. You'll be good to go. So, any question on your USD? All right, so I'm gonna switch. It's pushing up a little bit because the EURUSD is also going long. Dollar yen is also going long, but it is somewhat undecided. I really would like to see the 4 hour do something like this. Go long a little bit, go test, let's say 140, 171 or higher if not, then drop because the daily is so short, and the weekly is getting really close to going short. Looking at those candles in the weekly, very, very small. And if that can go short, if the weekly goes short, and then the daily is already short, massive candles. These are pretty big candles actually. The support that they tested recently has been 140.40, 140.20, and we already did that. 139.92, that's what we're looking at if it goes down, if it continues. That's the number we'll be looking at. Then after that, in the daily, oh man, the next one would be 139.82. So we have massive support over here for the euro yen, and as I expected that. As I expect, it's not going to be easy to take this currency this far down. That's why every time it gets to 140, 140.15, they pull it right back. But this is a slow pullback. It's not. When I say slow, here's what I mean by that. What I notice is that whenever they are dropping the dollar yen or the euro yen, when they get done, they don't allow it to sit there so slow and hanging out for other people to sit there and buy it. If they're done dropping it, they pull it back, and you see it's a rapid movement taking it back, not to allow people to buy it so low. That's what I mean. But at the moment, I'm looking at the 60 minutes, taking its breath down. The ocean itself is actually it's in the middle. But the daily, that's what's important to me. The size of that candle, it's so much money in it, so much selling power. This, if the EUR/USD continues to do this, as it's doing right now, then the euro yen will actually continue to drop. And as I'm looking at it, if you guys see the difference between those two 60 minutes, it's like it's this. Cobra is completely different than this one. This one, it wants to wrap around, and this is what I'm talking about. Pattern recognition. You guys are going to be trading this. As you're looking at it, you're paying attention to Cobra. You want to be patient. This long over here, it turned and it started going long since 140, about 40 pips ago. I don't get into trades like that. That's been running, so it's at 140.74. It's probably going to continue and test at least 141. At least I anticipate that, or at least 141.86. But here's what support is for, resistance is for. To be honest, it's 141.31. That's where it's at. So it might go test that and drop. So I'm going to be watching this to see how far down it goes, how far up it goes. When it's done, guess what? I'm just going to turn around, short it, because the daily itself is short. It will continue that way because the daily is much too short for it to just go and turn around. It's not going to go 300 pips. That's not happening. No way. So pay attention to this. Wait for that push up to go long, guys. Wait for it. If you guys want to get in here, it's very risky. This is a 50-50 trade because it's been long. The only good thing to it is this. That candle looks kind of good. It's big, but expect it near 140.71. That's some major resistance. You're talking about breaking 75. If it breaks 75, allow it to come back, and here's how you do this. Let me see, this is a euro yen, right? And here's how I do it. I would be paying attention to this. If it breaks 75, I would be paying attention to the 5 minutes. But this is the 60 minutes. Hold on. I want to get the 5 minutes. Hold on. 5 minutes for the euro yen. And I would typically do it like this. that's a nice size candle, and I'm gonna be you if you want to pay attention to it, you're gonna want to wait. Right now the 5 minutes is short. Once it breaks 175, if it does break it, allow it to put all the way back, but you have to wait for it to break 75. You cannot take it from here, expect it to go, because it could go not. If it gets rejected, it will do it about 2 to 3 times. If it doesn't break it, it's coming back down. If it does come back down, looking at the 5 minutes, actually it broke 76 not too long ago. It broke actually went to 78, 75. It got rejected. That's the last 5 minutes. It did not make it past 75. It went exactly to 75. It got knocked down. This is the last 5 minute candle. It got rejected. That was the high. So now paying attention to that, because it tried that, it got rejected, but it's still hanging around there. So what you first would want to do is this. You're going to want to pay attention to the 5 minutes. Once it goes long, it's ranging right now, there is no buying. You would want to watch the 5 minutes to get long. If Cobra turns in the 5 minutes, it goes long, you want to go in the same direction as the hour. But I would prefer that you wait for for it to break 75 first. It will always come back, guys. People, they get all panic, oh, I missed the trade. Nah, if you want to trade this that bad, after it's been running long for so long, to me that's a risky trade. I don't trade that way. I'm only catching trades at the beginning, right here. I want to watch it when it's changing. I want to see this guy Cobra changing. Then I will take this trade. If not, I am not doing that. If you see that happens, you take it. 9 times out of 10, guys, you are going to get money out of this trade. And as you can tell, it's pulling back down to 68. The 5 minutes says you're short, and it is dropping. No questions. But if it does break 75 and it continues to go, typically it will pull back down to about 37 or so. Like I would say about 52. I think that's the number, 52, because it doesn't want to break 50, and Cobra will turn back long, and you will take it. And now it's going to go back and try to knock the next big level, which would be 141. So that will give you a range for you to catch 40, 50 pips. And that's how that's done. But that's not true swing trading. True swing trading, for you guys who wants to swing trade, you want to catch it here. This is the beginning. If you get into this trade right here, that's not a swing trade. That's definitely a scalping trade using a swing method. That's all it is. Your swing has to be at the beginning of the hour. When I say this, beginning of the hour, what that means is when Cobra is changing either from a long to a short, that's where you get into the trade, you walk away, you go eat. If you have a girlfriend, go let it yell at you, because they're gonna yell at us about something, it's like whatever. Wife, they're gonna yell at us about something, so take out the trash. They are, man. We're gonna do something we didn't even know we did. All we're trying to do is try to make money. They're gonna say we're on the computer for too long. Something is gonna happen. So you're like, okay, whatever. Come back to it. Oh, I forgot I'm recording this. The 5 minutes is still short, and that candle is actually it has some power to go short, but it is short. Okay, you guys have every single time frame that you need to have when you're about to get into a trade. When we start doing position trading, I want us to be able to do this. Heck, look for your support resistance in your 60-minute chart. You're going to be looking at your 5 minutes, and you're going to be looking at Cobra. You're going to say, okay, this is support over here. For example, this is support 140.14. That is in line with support. So most currencies, they will stop they don't go exactly to like 140 or 2. Reason being, too many people has buy orders down here. Anytime I want to go long in the currency, I want to go short, I'm never waiting. I never have an order to get me long. Like for example, in this one, I won't have one at 140, 102. That's because that's never going to happen. If it reaches 140 or 2, they might take it to 75. I don't want to be that guy, but I will have it somewhere. I would want it to test first 14, and I guarantee you it goes back again, it tests it a second time, then that's when I'm going to be going long. And that's exactly what it did. There are way too many people were down there. It hits it, it stayed there for a little bit, and never, guys, you don't ever have to rush getting into a trade. Let me tell you guys what happens to me. That used to happen to me all the time. The currency will be dropping, and then especially the euro yen, okay, and the dollar yen. They will do that stuff. They play possum. You think they're done dropping or they're done pushing, and you're sitting there, you're trying to anticipate the bottom or the top of the trade. You say to yourself, oh, you know what? Like for example, right here, see how this stop right there? 140.79, okay? It stayed there. Why? Because there was strong support there. So you're thinking, oh, this is done. Let me buy and go long. But meanwhile, Cobra is so far away from this, and it's telling you Cobra is nowhere to change, okay, to change. And then a lot of people will try to anticipate it. They'll buy and go long. Then, next thing you know, it drops some more. I tell you guys this, just believe me when I tell you that. Cobra is only within 10 to 15 pips, sometimes, yeah, anywhere from 10 to 18 pips, sometimes even sooner, from turning from one direction, from a short to put you back long. Don't risk it. Don't try to think that you know what that's the bottom. It's at 75. There is strong support there. It's gonna, no, don't do that. Sit there, watch it, pay attention to it, look at what time it is. Is the market still open? And if the market is still open, you're like, okay, cool, this is done. And if the moment you see Cobra is making its way, and then you will see it, it'll start switching, start turning, that means it's about to make that move. And there you're going to see it. And then you're going to add 2 and 2 together. Cobra will change from the red to a yellow, and that's your cue. Sure. The bottom one, this is Market Force. And what they do for me is this. This is for position trade. That's why I want you guys to look at that. Right now, what it says to me is this. Whenever you see this top right here, bam, what it signifies to me is that long that was going on right here, that long right here that started right there, boom, long, and as you can tell, the more buying there is, they get bigger, and you can start paying attention to them. The candles gets to be bigger, showing you the force in the market, how much buying is going on. And as it starts dropping, the candles all of a sudden they will reduce in sizes as well. They will go up, and it will tell you if it's ranging, the candles will sit there, and if it pushes up again, so that typically whenever I see that last push up, typically I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is the last push. And all of a sudden, just like right here, really it stopped. And it just ranged down, then this stop, I call it stop. That pink, actually, some of the girls in the office, they made this pink because they like them. They used to be, what color did I have? I think I had them blue, but they put in pink. So that pink stop you see here, once you see them, that move is done. Same thing. Right here, you're looking at it, there was some selling pressure. The candles was flat, and if you notice, there was nothing going on. It just ranged out. And this is why you keep getting all this stop. It's just saying nothing is going on. Nothing is going on. It tells you every single hour. It told us there was a different stuff saying nothing is going on until there was volume. Right, there is volume for buying here. The candles were yellow, and this is why I tell you guys, these indicators, they don't repaint. If there was anything, let me see something. Let me show you guys something. See those two candles? No matter what it is, even if it's one candle, if it closed within behind the after the hour is closed, Cobra will stay there. It will not change. I want to show. Let me see if I can get some more. Even if it's two candles, it will not change. Whatever happens, it stays there. I think, okay, see that one little thing right there, it stayed, no matter what. So that's market force. It's designed basically it's only for the position chart. They are slow, they react slower, but they are pretty accurate. When they tell me it's a mover stop, and I typically use them on the biggest time frame. Like I'm looking at it in the daily. These are huge. The last candle is even bigger. That means it has no intention on stopping. So any push up probably will drop back down. That's what I'm looking at. Pulse is another indicator. It does the same thing for me. It's showing me the same thing. I want a second opinion. I always want more, so I can make sure when I get into a trade, it's not by accident. Oh, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I know exactly where I get into a trade. See, like right here, even though there was some buying here, this indicator is telling me, look, this is all sell. That's all I get. Sell. There is only more sell to come. Even with this buying, it's telling me there is more sell to come. That's what this pause is telling me. It's taking the pause while there was buying, but there was a lot of selling as well. That's why I only use this only for position trades, so I know exactly where I'm in the position trades. Right now, the euro yen again, guys, if you're looking at it, it's at 140.70, which means they have full intention on going and testing 75 again. So that's what I use those two indicators for, mostly for position. Again, before you guys start any type of trading, this is your first step. Look at it. Look at your weekly. Look at the candle size in your weekly. Are they big, small? Are you long? That's a very small candle. There haven't been much buying. It's been mostly selling. How close are you to Cobra? Cobra is not it's not making its way yet to go wrap itself around it. So it's like it's expecting some buying. 60 minutes, huge candles. How many days have I been short? What do I mean by position trade? Position trade is, for example, where true position trade happen like this. Hold on, let me get that for you. Let me show you a really good position trade that I've been looking at. Let me view from that, okay?